everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a question and answer for you guys with makeup artist questions. I asked you guys to send me your questions, whether it was here on YouTube or on Instagram stories, whatever it was. I feel like I look so tired. I still am not 100% over this little sickness. Like, I feel fine, but I still don't feel 100%. Like, I feel like my bags are so bad today, and I actually used a brand new concealer, which I don't know if I'm 100% in love with. I feel like the color's off and everything, but that's besides the point. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and answer the questions that you guys left for me, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think the majority of the questions that I got have to do with how I started being a freelance makeup artist, how I started my business, how I started everything like that. I think that was honestly the majority, number one question out of everything that I got. So I'll kind of answer that now. Like, for starters, this one's from Raquel. She says, I would love to see a video on how you got started being a freelance makeup artist, how you got your first clients, how long it took you to build your kit, etc. So with that in mind, how I got started being a freelance makeup artist, honestly, it was something that I knew was the next step for me. I mean, kind of in the same way with doing YouTube and videos, I just knew it was the next step for me to go ahead and film these videos and start doing freelancing and everything like that. And I knew that it was the next step for me. I knew it was. I didn't know when to start, how to go about it, everything like that. And I actually went ahead and just went for it. I had a bunch of the girls and friends that I used to go to high school with. They started, messaging me on Facebook, and they would see, my makeup posts of when I did makeup on myself. And I think the thing was, I knew it was the next step for me. I just didn't know how to go about starting it. And so the thing that really kind of pushed me to do it was I was getting so many messages from people that were my friends. My best friend Christina, who was getting married, she asked me if I could do her makeup for her wedding. And then after that, she was the very first person that messaged me to ask me to do her makeup. And so then after that, I started to get messages from people I used to go to high school with that were getting married, asking if I do this as a profession, because they would see me post pictures of my makeup, of my selfies when I was doing makeup. And so I would get questions about, is this your profession? Is this what you do? Because I never fully came out and said, like, I'm a full-time makeup artist, I'm a freelance makeup artist. And so with that was kind of the thing that pushed me to start being a makeup artist, because I was like, you know what, I like doing makeup on myself, and I had practiced for about a year or two doing it on myself because I wanted to perfect it on myself before I went ahead and I went out there. And so I finally was like, yeah, I am a makeup artist. And so I started booking my clients through doing that first. So that's how I kind of got started. It just kind of stumbled upon me. I knew it was gonna happen one day, I just didn't know when to start it. How I got my first clients. So my first clients were the people that I used to go to high school with, which was great, and they were people that I was friends with Facebook, and people that I had known for a very long time. So those were my very first clients. And then once I did their makeup and I posted their pictures, then other people got to see, and then it was word of mouth, and then it was, Ashley's starting to do makeup. And so then I got more and more people coming to me, and then I started to advertise. I started to put myself out there. I did business cards. Steve went and put my business cards all over the place whenever he was going and doing work and stuff like that. And then just always having business cards on me, so people always asked. I would always hand them a business card, and then we could talk. So my first clients were people that were my friends, and then through word of mouth and people just seeing me and seeing my work, then that's how I kind of got out there and how I continued to get my clients. How long did it take you to build your kit? I'm still building my kit, honestly. I feel like it's never ending when it comes to my makeup kit. Yesterday, or actually this morning, I was looking because I have a dentist appointment in a couple hours. I was looking online at, because I want to get a new makeup kit because mine's filling up so much, so I want to get a bigger one, I want to get a new one, I want to get some new things from my kit. And so finally my mom's like, Ashley, close your computer because you're gonna spend $1,000 right now if you don't stop. So my kit is always growing, but it took me a couple months to finally build my kit. The thing that was great with me was I actually had a couple months from the very first time that I booked my very first wedding, like Christina's wedding. When she asked me to be the makeup artist, she asked me, I think it was about like 10 months in advance. And I had a girl ask me to do her makeup for her engagement party. And so I had like 4 months to that. So over those months, little by little, I started to get new things. I started to order things and completely build my kit. At first, honestly, in my kit, I didn't really have that much. And then now looking at my kit, you guys just saw I recently posted a video with my updated kit. Now I have so much stuff that now I literally need to buy a bigger kit. So it takes a while, and like I said, you will continue to add more and more to your kit over the years as I'm doing right now. But honestly, it takes some time to build your kit. So again, it does take a little bit of time, but once you have those core products, then definitely use them on everybody that you have. If you have to splurge on some things, then of course go ahead and do that. But for the most part, just keep it to the products that you need the most, whether it's a face primer, foundation, eye primer, some shadows, and lipsticks and blushes and everything like that. Keep it to those things, and then you can go ahead and add more and more if you want to add some more foundations, if you want to add some more eyeshadows and glitters and pigments and things like that, then you can go ahead and add those later on. But just kind of stick with the basic things at first, and then you'll continue to add more into your kit. Also, I got the question on how to become a freelance makeup artist for people who want to become an MUA. When it comes to becoming a freelance makeup artist, I think the number one thing is you really need to have patience and you need to practice. I think those are the two things that are really, really important. It's a very competitive field, but I really, really love it. When you first start out, you're not going to get clients like this. I think that's the number one thing that people don't understand. I think they don't, when you're in it, I've had so many times, believe me, ask Steve, where I didn't hear something for like a week and a half, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, why am I not hearing from anybody? You start to get discouraged, and then literally there are weeks like now in my life where I seriously get inquiries every single day. So in the beginning, it's not, you just really need to have patience, and believe me, the patience will pay off. You need a lot of patience and hard work to go ahead and get clients and build up that clientele. And just becoming a freelance makeup artist, you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust yourself. Again, practice is huge, 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 huge. I look back at my first clients, I'm not even lying, and I am like, you know what? They look good, but I know now if I could redo it, it would be 1,000 times better. Doing makeup on somebody else is completely different than doing it on yourself. And so you really need to practice on other people. Of course, you need to practice on yourself and perfect it on yourself, but doing it on somebody else is a totally different game. I would say practice on your mom, practice on your friends, your sisters, whoever you can get your hands on, practice on them. And just becoming a freelance makeup artist, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of work, especially for me being a business owner. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money, especially when you're starting out first, where it comes to advertising, building your kit, putting yourself out there. It's a lot of money to do it at first, but in the end, it's all worth it. All right, so the next question that I have, biggest question. I love using beauty sponges because I love the finish. You just can't quite get that with a brush. How do you use beauty blenders for on-site weddings? I know using multiples is the key, but do you just wet them beforehand, assuming you'll have no sink access? Or can spray work? And do clients ever question their cleanliness? Thanks, lady. Come to North Carolina and let's grab coffee. Yes, coffee. Stop the clock. I'm actually not in the mood anymore for coffee from being sick, and with this sickness that I have, like the stomach bug, every single time I have coffee, my stomach kills me. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I can't have coffee anymore. All right, I'm gonna cry. Enough. When it comes to sponges, 100%, I totally agree with you that I would prefer sponges, especially when it comes to clients, because I think that sponges make a look so much more natural, especially with the foundation, because it kind of evens the foundation out more and everything, of course, I'm sure you know. But when it comes to beauty sponges, I honestly, it's hard sometimes because you never know what you're walking into. There are sometimes I go in and there's no sink, or there's a bathroom that's down the hall and I know it's going to take me forever. So there are times where I will use my brush, and all I do is I just really dampen it with my Mario Badescu rose water, and that spray. I dampen my brush with that, but 100% I prefer the beauty sponges. And yes, like you said, using multiple is key. So for me, I have a whole Ziploc bag filled with my beauty sponges. So I get the ones from Morphe because they're $6.99. I love the beauty blender ones, like these ones. Like I use my beauty blender today. I love it, but it's $20 each. And though I want the best for my clients, I really don't feel like spending $500 on a beauty sponge. So I think in my bag right now I have about 20 Morphe beauty sponges, and I use them on every wedding, on every person. So if there is a sink there, of course, that's when I can go ahead and I can use them, and it's my favorite way to apply foundation. That is a good question, wetting them beforehand. The only thing that I'm nervous about with having a wet product in a Ziploc bag, of course, is with mold and things like that. Of course, they're not going to be sitting in the bag like that, but you know what I mean. Like I said before, if I don't have a sink or if there's no access to a sink, then what I'll do is I'll use a brush, but I'll just really dampen it with a herbs water, with the herbs Smart Badescu, you know what spray I'm talking about. And then I will go in and I'll just go ahead and spray a little bit on the sponge, and then I can blend it out a little bit more with that. It's not going to be soaking wet, but at least if it's a little bit damp, I guess, then that will help with evening out the foundation more, because I 100% agree. I like sponges 1,000 times better than brushes. Don't get me wrong, a good brush is great, but I love sponges. I just feel like it gives more of a flawless finish on the face. And do clients ever question their cleanliness? Yes, I've actually had a few clients that actually ask me about, you know, the products I use and my brushes and the sponges and everything like that. And for me, I take very good care of all my stuff. After a wedding, I don't let it sit. I come home right after, even if I want to lay down, even if I want to just drown myself in cups of coffee because I'm so exhausted, I bring everything right to my sink and I deep clean it with my Sigma sponge, with antibacterial soap, and I really make sure that I get everything out. I wash my brushes with rubbing alcohol. I do it all right there. I don't want anything to sit, because God only knows the germs and bacteria and everything going on. So I want to go ahead and clean everything out right then and there. The sponges, when it comes to the sponges, again, I clean them right on the spot. And then after a couple uses, I actually do throw them out and I'll go ahead and get new ones, because of course you want to make sure that everything's nice and clean. You don't want your clients to question your cleanliness, especially for me, because that's something that I'm very I'm hands-on with. I don't want anyone to feel like my brushes are dirty, because they're not. I clean them really good. And then in between weddings, when I'm at a wedding, I'll use the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner, because it takes all the product off. It dries them right there on the spot. And it's good for me too, because I don't want to have like 50,000 blending brushes with me at all times. So I like to have, you know, a small amount of brushes. So using the cleaner really helps, and it sanitizes the brushes, it dries them, it gets all the product out, so I can go ahead and use them on my next client. What is your favorite makeup brand? That's a good one. I think overall as a brand, I love pretty much everything with the eyeshadows and blushes by Makeup Geek. I feel like I've never come across a product I don't love. I haven't tried their lip products yet, which I'm really excited about. I really want to try those. But when it comes to eyeshadows, I always reach for my Makeup Geek. I love Kat Von D things as well. Becca. Literally, I don't think I've ever seen a Becca product or tried out a Becca product that I haven't liked. Everything I absolutely love. I love everything Becca. I like things Anastasia. I feel like NARS is a great one too, that I haven't gotten too many difficult things. Yeah, but I think if I had to choose like one or two, I would definitely say Makeup Geek and Becca are the two brands that are just like my ride or die. I literally have never found a product, or I've never tried a product from those brands that I hated. I love everything that they have. What's your biggest tip for being successful and filling your calendar with clients? Like I said, when it comes to getting clients, it takes time. It takes a lot of patience. The biggest tips for being successful and getting clients. I think just being friendly. This is gonna sound so corny. I think just being friendly, being sociable, being, you know, the best makeup artist that you can be, whether it's with your artistry and also I think just being the best person you can be, because if you have really great customer service, then again, your name is gonna get out there. People are gonna talk about you, and your work is gonna speak for itself as well. I think that filling my calendar is something, again, like I said, it takes a lot of patience. When I was first starting out, it's actually a year since my very first wedding, May 13th. So I will say that my business really started to pick up the beginning of this year. Even at the end of last year, that's when I really started to get more people. And it just takes a lot of patience. I at least have like 2 weddings every single weekend, especially, oh my God, June is going to be absolutely insane. I have to figure out a way so I can film and get videos up for you guys while not going crazy, because the beginning of June, especially from June, I would say, no, May 31st, which is next Wednesday, all the way until June 18th, as of right now, I'm gonna go crazy. I have trials during the weeks, I have proms coming up, I have engagement photo sessions, I have weddings, I think every single weekend, every single day of every single weekend. So this whole month is gonna be absolutely insane. And then September all the way to November, there's a wedding or 2 every single weekend. So I'm so thankful for it. But again, when it comes to being successful with filming your clients, it just takes patience, it takes word of mouth, it takes a really great customer service. I always make sure, I sometimes I feel like I go crazy because there are times where I'll get an inquiry and I'll refresh my email and I'll answer it like this. That's the one thing that a lot of people really comment me on, as well as my customer service, because I don't like to wait around. I mean, some people, I've heard some stories of makeup artists like not answering people back for weeks. I really don't understand that. Just common sense for me, customer service. I like to answer people back right away so nobody sits around. So I think just those little things, it just makes people feel good, and that's what people like, and they come back to you. So if that makes sense, and just being a little corny, I think it's just being a good person, being a good makeup artist, and just, you know, being there for your clients, just making sure that they're happy with their look, making sure they're happy with their experience. And I think that's how you continue to get new clients. You have them talk. I actually had the wedding on Saturday where everyone loved their makeup, and they're like, oh my God, I sent it to my friend, I sent your business card to my this person, and I got a thing from last night from a girl saying that she got my number and my info from the maid of honor. So, you know, just everyone talks. So if you put out good work and a good vibe, and if you're a great person and you're personable with people, then you'll get more clients. Okay, and I think right now I'm on like 25 minutes, so I'll do this question and then I think I'll be good. It says, do you have to go to school and get a license in your state? Mine does, and I work full time, so I have 0 time to go to school, but I would love to be a makeup artist on the side. Also, how did you get hooked up with Becca Cosmetics? I saw you in Jaclyn Hill's video for her launch, and I hunted you on Instagram to find out who you were. Hope that doesn't sound creepy. I love your videos. Thank you so much. Getting hooked up with Becca, I'll answer that first. Actually was what they contacted me. I didn't have anything to do with it. I just used their products, and they contacted me and asked if I could get on their PR list. And I'm very grateful and thankful that whenever they have an event in New York City, I'm always invited, because New York City is very close to me. So getting hooked up with them was seriously the biggest honor and the coolest thing in the world. So I'm always thankful for whenever I get invited to Becca events, and whenever I get a package in the mail, it's like Christmas all over again, you know? So that's how I got hooked up with them. Yeah, being at the Jaclyn Hill event was so cool. That was a year ago. I can't even believe it. And then with getting a license in my state, you probably do, definitely, especially if you're working at salons and things like that. That's what I was so back and forth with when I first started, because when I was first starting, like I said, it took a while for me to get my first couple clients. And like I said, it's very discouraging. And there were a couple times where I'm thinking, and you know, I talked to my mom, I talked to Steve, I talked to, you know, whoever, and you know, of course, to work in a salon and everything like that, you do need to have a license. And I went back and forth with the thought of getting a license just so that I could maybe start, and then I'd start making money and everything like that. But my thing with getting a license is that honestly, I didn't feel like wasting years of my life to go to a cosmetology school when I taught myself everything that I know. So why would I want to waste my time and waste my money going to a school when I feel like, of course, there's always new things that you can learn when it comes to makeup artistry, but I've learned everything from YouTube. I've learned everything from the big name makeup artists out in LA. One of my favorite makeup artists is Makeup by Lilith. I think her stuff is absolutely beautiful. So I watch every single video that I can get my hands on of her. I'm honestly really so close to signing up for her online classes just because I love watching her looks. I love Cosmetics. I love all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, you know, I just didn't feel like it was necessary for me to go to a school. So that's why I decided to just take the plunge, go 100% and start my own business. It was so much hard work, and it is so much hard work because for me, I'm the accountant, I'm the business owner, I'm the sole makeup artist, I'm the treasury department, I'm the customer service department, I'm everything. So it's a lot of work and it's a lot of pressure, and it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. There's never a time when you can stop. And the thing that's difficult is, you know, my weddings, and the thing that's kind of hard is, of course, the majority of the weddings and people getting married is on the weekends. So there's always times when, you know, there's something that I want to do, or if there's something going on either with family or friends, and sometimes I can't make it because the next day I have a wedding or whatever it may be. But that's the sacrifice that I have to make when it comes to earning a living and things like that. So being a business owner is very hard work. It's not easy. You have to be so organized as well. But it was something that I was willing to do because I wasn't willing to take the time to go get a license. If you want to get a license and if you're going and doing it 100%, I don't know this number. I so appreciate you, and I think it's a huge thing to go out there and get your license and everything like that. But for me, I feel like I'm doing pretty good right now without a license. I feel like if you're a makeup artist nowadays, sometimes you don't really need a license, you know, because I feel like when it comes to makeup artistry, your work speaks for itself. I've never had one of my clients or brides ask, you know, like, oh, hi, how are you? Do you have a license? You know, I think the work speaks for itself. So I didn't get a license just because I don't work in a salon, but because I am my own business owner and freelance makeup artist, I taught myself everything. I don't need a license, and I feel like, honestly, I just don't want to spend the $1,000 in getting a license when I'm already doing pretty good right now, you know what I mean? So, of course, getting a license, it's completely up to you. I totally support you and support anybody who is going out there and pursuing their dreams with cosmetology and makeup artistry and everything like that. But, I mean, I'm sure here in New Jersey you need to have a license. I'm sure you do. Alright guys, so I think that is it for this MUA Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I always love doing these because I know that there's a lot of makeup artists out there like you guys who want to know the ins and outs of being a makeup artist. If you guys have any other questions for me, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to answer them, of course, as always. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.